It's 2:37 a.m. You don't need to check the clock. You already know your eyes are open in the dark, and the silence feels louder than noise ever could. The room is still, the world is asleep, but your mind is wide awake, pacing like it has something urgent to solve. And you're tired, not just physically, tired in that deep private way you never explain to anyone. You turn the pillow, you adjust the blanket, you close your eyes harder, as if sleep is something you can force into submission. But the harder you try, the further it moves away from you. And now, it isn't just about sleep. It's about everything. The conversations you replay, the words you wish you had said differently, the mistakes that still sting, the feeling that maybe you're falling behind and no one has noticed, or worse, that everyone has. This is the hour when your defenses are gone, when there are no distractions left, no messages coming in, no tasks to hide behind, just you and the thoughts you push away all day. And they are not gentle. They whisper that you're not enough, that you're too much, that you should have figured life out by now, that you're disappointing someone, maybe yourself. You don't say this out loud. During the day, you function. You smile, you respond, you handle responsibilities, you play your role well. People might even describe you as strong, but strength is heavy when you carry it alone. In the middle of the night, the mask slips. You feel the loneliness more clearly here, even if someone is sleeping next to you, even if your phone is full of contacts, even if your life looks fine from the outside. Because this loneliness isn't about being alone in a room. It's about feeling unseen in your struggle. It's about lying there with your heart beating just a little too fast, wondering why something as simple as falling back asleep feels impossible, and secretly fearing that it's not really about sleep at all. You start negotiating with yourself. If I fall asleep now, I'll get 4 hours. If I fall asleep in the next 10 minutes, maybe tomorrow won't be ruined. You calculate. You pressure yourself. You turn rest into a deadline. And suddenly, your bed, the place that's supposed to be safe, feels like a battlefield. But let me tell you something quietly. Nothing is wrong with you. Your mind is not broken. What you are experiencing at 2:37 a.m. is not weakness. It is a nervous system that has been holding too much for too long. You spend your days absorbing stress, swallowing frustration, minimizing your own feelings because other people's needs seem louder. You push through exhaustion. You stay productive. You keep moving. And when the world goes quiet, your body finally says, now. Now we process. That's why the thoughts come. That's why your heart races. That's why sleep runs from you. It isn't betrayal, it's release. I want to tell you about someone, not a hero, not someone extraordinary, just a regular person. Someone like you. Her name is Sarah. She's in her 30s, responsible, reliable, the kind of person people depend on. She takes care of her parents' appointments. She manages her job deadlines. She answers messages quickly. She rarely says no. During the day, she looks composed. At night, she wakes up at 3 a.m. every night. At first, she thought it was caffeine, so she cut it out. Then she blamed her mattress, then her phone, then her diet. She tried supplements, breathing apps, white noise, herbal tea. Still, 3 a.m., what she didn't admit, not even to herself, was that she felt invisible in her own life. She felt like she was constantly proving her worth at work, in her family, even in friendships. She was afraid that if she slowed down, if she stopped performing competence and kindness, people would see something lacking underneath. So she stayed busy. And at night, when there was nothing left to do and no one left to impress, her body kept the score. Her heart would pound, her chest would feel tight, her thoughts would circle around one question she never asked during the day. If I stop holding everything together, will anyone hold me? That question doesn't show up at noon. It waits for the dark. One night, instead of fighting the wake up, Sarah did something different. She didn't grab her phone. She didn't start calculating hours. She didn't curse herself for being broken. She just lay there. Her heart was racing. She noticed it. Her mind was loud. She noticed it. And for the first time, she didn't try to shut it down. She whispered to herself in the dark, okay, you're awake. I'm here. It sounds small. It changed everything because that was the moment she stopped treating her wakefulness like an enemy. And when you stop fighting something, you remove the fuel that keeps it alive. You see, falling back asleep in the middle of the night is not about forcing unconsciousness. It's about removing fear, the fear that tomorrow will be ruined, the fear that something is wrong with you, the fear that you are failing at something as basic as rest. Fear activates your body. It releases adrenaline. It tightens muscles. It sharpens awareness. Sleep does not come to a body that feels threatened. And when you're lying there thinking, why can't I sleep? What's wrong with me? This always happens. I'm going to be exhausted. I can't function like this. Your body hears danger. It doesn't know you're just frustrated. It thinks you're under attack. so it stays awake to protect you. The turning point is this. You don't fall back asleep by becoming safe again. Safe inside your own mind. That night, Sarah placed her hand over her chest, not to stop her heart, just to feel it. She took a slow breath in, not a forced, perfect yoga class breath, just a real one, slightly shaky, human. She exhaled longer than she inhaled. Then again, her thoughts still came. But instead of wrestling them, she let them pass like cars on a distant road. She didn't chase them. She didn't argue. She told herself, it's okay to be awake. My body knows how to sleep. It has done it thousands of times. That sentence mattered because underneath your panic at 2:37 a.m. is a quiet belief that you've lost the ability to rest. You haven't. Sleep is not a skill you forget. It is a biological rhythm, and your body remembers it even when your mind doubts it. The powerful psychological truth is this. What keeps you awake is not wakefulness itself. It is resistance. When you resist being awake, you create tension. When you create tension, you create alertness. And alertness pushes sleep further away. But when you allow wakefulness, when you soften around it, the nervous system begins to settle. Not instantly, not magically, gradually. Like a storm losing its energy. So here is what you do the next time you wake up in the middle of the night. You don't check the clock. The clock turns minutes into pressure. You don't calculate hours. Tomorrow can take care of itself. You lie there and say, quietly, I am allowed to be awake. You notice the weight of your body on the mattress. You feel the sheet against your skin. You place one hand on your stomach and feel it rise and fall. You breathe in for 4 seconds. You breathe out for 6. Longer exhales tell your body that the danger has passed. If your thoughts race, you don't chase them down dark corridors. You give them a container. You say, not now, morning. You imagine placing them in a box beside your bed. They will still be there tomorrow. They do not need to be solved at 3 a.m. And if sleep doesn't come immediately, you don't panic. You rest. There is a difference. Rest is not the same as sleep. Rest is allowing your body to be still without judgment. Even if you are awake, your body can recover in stillness. And here is something most people don't realize. Your body will eventually choose sleep if you stop scaring it. It always does. Sarah didn't fix her life overnight. She didn't quit her job or confront every relationship at once. But she started honoring the signal her body was sending. She began saying no sometimes. She began asking for help. She began admitting when she was tired instead of pretending she was fine. And the 3 a.m. wake-ups became less frequent, not because she mastered a technique, but because she stopped abandoning herself. That's what this is really about. When you wake up in the middle of the night and attack yourself, why are you like this? Why can't you just sleep? You are repeating the same rejection you fear from others. You are telling yourself that your experience is unacceptable, and your body responds accordingly. What if instead you became the safest place in your own life? What if the dark didn't have to be a courtroom where you put yourself on trial? What if it became a quiet room where you sit beside yourself and say, I know you're tired. I know you're carrying a lot. You don't have to solve it right now. This is not weakness. This is regulation. You are teaching your nervous system that it does not have to stay on guard. And here is the shift I need you to feel, not just understand. You are not failing at sleep. You are responding to stress, and stress is not proof of inadequacy. It is proof that you have been trying to keep everything together, trying to be strong, trying not to disappoint. Of course, your body wakes you up. It wants your attention instead of criticism. Tonight, when you wake up, and I want you to do something radical. I want you to stop fighting. Let the room be dark. Let the thoughts come and go like distant waves. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that steady rhythm. That is your body, still working for you, still loyal, still trying to protect you. Whisper thank you. You can rest now. Slow your breathing. Lengthen the exhale. Soften your jaw. Let your tongue rest at the bottom of your mouth. Unclench your hands. Imagine your body getting heavier, not because you're forcing sleep, but because you're allowing gravity to hold you. If sleep comes, let it. If it doesn't, immediately stay kind. Because the deepest exhaustion you feel is not from being awake at 3 a.m. It's from feeling like you have to handle everything alone. You don't. Even here, even now, you can be with yourself differently. And that changes everything. Tomorrow might still be imperfect. You might feel a little tired, but you will also feel something else, proud. Because instead of spiraling into panic, you chose presence. Instead of attacking yourself, you offered understanding. That is how you fall back asleep. Not by force, but by safety. Not by control, but by surrender. You are not broken because you wake in the night. You are human, and your body is not your enemy. It is asking you to listen, so listen gently, breathe slowly. Let the dark be quiet instead of threatening. And remember this, especially when the clock reads 2:37 a.m. and the world feels far away. You are not alone in that silence. You are simply learning how to come home to yourself. And when you do, sleep will find you again,